Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm bringing to you a brand new video. Yay! I'm recording on my Macintosh computer with the itty bitty teeny top camera, instead of with my HD Canon thing, because it's a pain in the butt to record with that, because I don't have a tripod of any feasible sort. And this is already mounted on a desk to perfect level, and it doesn't wiggle around when I move even a fraction of an inch. Today, I'm going to record like I promised in my last video. I promised that I would give a more in-depth story about my piercings. So my first piercings were these two lobes piercings. They were first performed when I was 7, I think. I was really little, and they were a birthday present from our neighbor across the street, who has since moved to Mexico, but she was good friends with my entire family a lot when I was younger, and she paid for me to have my ears pierced. Then last year I stretched my ears, so I currently wear 4-gauge tunnels. They're this big. Oh goodness, dropping things. And my ear holes are that big. So after that, I had my ears pierced again when I was 14. Both of my lobe piercings were done at Claire's because I'm a terrible human being. So these were my second lobe piercings. And they're so far apart because when I went to Claire's to get my ears pierced a second time, the earrings that I were wearing, is that proper English? The earrings I were wearing? The earrings I was wearing, that sounds right. The earrings I was wearing were really big. They were like not intentionally the fake stretchy kind, or not fake, like the fake plug kind of earrings, but they looked like it. And so I think the lady who went to pierce my ears was confused, because I asked her, do you want me to take those out? And she says, no, it'll actually help me to measure how far apart I should make them. And that was really confusing, but then she just had my ears in her hand so fast, and I was excited, and I was a little kid. Sort of. I was 14, but I was a dumb 14-year-old. And so I just let her do it. And that was not the best choice because now they're really spaced out. But I sort of just ignore them. And they're funny spacing now. So then we move into this year. This bottom dealie was my first ever professional piercing. It's a 16-gauge cartilage ring. It's boring. But it gave my mother a heart attack. I had this done also when I was 14. I got these done for my 14th birthday, I should mention. These were done for my birthday, and then this was for Christmas. And my birthday and Christmas are a few months apart. Fewer than 6 months apart. So this was pretty soon after, but I was excited, and I wanted cartilage rings. And so I went and had one of these guys put in, and it was fun. And my mom thought it would be okay to watch, and so she watched the guy do it. And she was sitting behind me, and so as the needle went through my ear, she just saw it shoot out the back of my ear. And she was like, oh, like she was gonna throw up. And it was really funny. And it grew like a funny irritation from bleaching my hair and getting chemicals on it. And so it used to have this really nasty growth, but then oh goodness, computer went all dark. Oh no! I was in the middle of a story, computer. Okay, well that was unfortunate. My computer went black and then shut down my filming. No. It decided my stories were no good. That's crap. Anyway, I'm going to continue storytelling. Anyway, so this used to have this funny growths on it, and then I got hit in the back of the head enough times that it ruptured the little growth enough times that it has never come back. Yay! So then after that, the next things I had pierced were my nose. So I have 2 piercings in my nose, and because they're 2 different styles of jewelry, people sometimes get a little confused, because from this angle it looks like one thing. They look like they're in a straight line up the side of my nose, which they're not. They are distanced from each other. People, when they get 2 nose piercings, they pierce them parallel to the ground so that they go in a straight line across their face. which is fine. But the girl that I had pierce my nose, she did it in her kitchen with an old vaccine needle, because she raises animals, that she had just bought at a feed store and unpackaged. It wasn't like, it hadn't been used on animals. It had only been used for piercing faces. But it was used many times, and it wasn't meant to do that. So it was kind of dull at that point. But she decided that it would look way cooler if I pierced it along the slope of my nose, so that it would give the stacked up impression, but then when I turn my face, you can tell that it's two. And it was pretty cool. It currently is pretty cool. I like it. It doesn't bother me anymore. But it was a story. It was an event. I went to her house. This was a Christmas present to myself. I had bought some crap jewelry, and we were just going to do this thing. And I got to her house. She didn't draw any dots. She just stuck... Well, okay, we played around with, like, corking and maybe going from outside in, because my nostrils are pretty small. And so that was the original plan. Oh, now I'm, like, sitting here playing with my nose. Anyway, so we were going to go outside in and cork the needle, and it got in my nose, but we couldn't find a cork to use that would fit inside my nose, and this is becoming problematic. And my older sister was there for, like, company, so I wouldn't freak out. And so we just did it inside out without her drawing any dots. She was just totally eyeballing it. And the first one went through, and it hurt. And I was like, ah! And I was just like, well, let's just get this over with, because I knew I wanted to. And so she put in the jewelry that I bought. She got it in, and then she couldn't close it. And so as she was trying to close it, it broke, because it was a piece of crap. And so now I have this broken... She did this one first, this front stud first. So I have this broken piece of jewelry in my nose. And it's bleeding. And I'm like freaking out, and my face hurts. And I'm about to try to do this again. We find another piece of jewelry that she had in her house. And we put that in after we cleaned it. And we were like, okay, are you sure you want to do this again? And so I did. And that one went a lot smoother, because we just decided the other jewelry was going to be crap too, and put in more of hers. So for like 6 weeks, I had these big honking, like these. They looked like these. Big honking captive bead rings in my nose. And I was trying to convince everybody this was going to look cool, but I looked like an idiot. Like, I looked really dumb. And there's some pictures still that I took before I changed out my nose rings. They just look so silly. And finally I got them changed. So now they look cute. My next piercing after that was this little itty bitty, this is currently 18 gauge, but it's definitely not what we pierced it at. We pierced it at 20, and then I painfully stretched it up. Little 18 gauge cartilage ring. We did it with one of those punch cartridges that you buy at the beauty supply store here. I've never had a problem with this thing. It currently is a little sore because I stretched it to an 18, but other than that, I mean, no problems with that. Whereas almost every one of my piercings that I've gone to the parlor to have pierced have messed up. But this thing just healed like a peach, so I don't even. And then this was another fun story. The same woman who pierced my nose pierced my top cartilage here and here. And this one has always been a problem child. When we pierced it, we pierced through a nerve, and then when she took the needle out to put in the jewelry, it wouldn't go in to my ear. And so it was just spurting blood and sore as a mother trucker. It was, and then like it would get more of those awful irritations that I dealt with on the other side, over here. It was just bad. And it's pretty. Now I really like it, but it was a pain. So next after that, no. Damn it, computer, I don't know what your deal is. This is the second time it's just shorted out. And each of the videos gets to be like 5 minutes long. Maybe it's telling me to shut the hell up. Maybe it's saying you don't need to record for 15 minutes.